Hello viewers, thanks for tuning in today to Psychology Today. Today on Psychology Today, we're going to be talking about a very important topic in psychology, prosopagnosia. Here with me today are two very special guests, Colleen Trevenin, a person diagnosed with prosopagnosia, and Dr. Rena Smith, an expert in the field. First, Dr. Smith, I'd like to ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Sure. I have received several degrees, including but not limited to a PhD, a doctorate, a MBA, a UTI, a WMBA, a VHS, an IRS, and a DVD from Harvard University in neuropsychology. I am also a 4-time best-selling author. My new book, Welcome to Your Brain, is on its way. While I'm on the subject of my book, I'd like to make a shout out to my co-author and colleague for several years, Professor M from Sims College. I hate to admit this on national television, but even after several years of working together, I still can't pronounce her last name.
Ah yes, I have heard of Professor M. She is the most loved professor at Simmons College after all. I've heard that she gives all A's in her class, Perception and Psychology. And now, Colleen, would you be able to tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Who are you again? Just kidding. I cannot recognize voices, thank goodness. I am a victim of prosopagnosia. My name is Colleen, first off. I am a junior at Simmons College, where I have also heard about Professor M. And though I would not recognize her in the hallways, I would know her by name. And I'm 20 years old, and I was diagnosed with prosopagnosia about 5 years ago. So, yeah, that's about it.
That is very interesting. And now, for a definition of prosopagnosia, Dr. M?
Well, prosopagnosia is a disorder of facial perception where the ability to recognize faces is impaired. I actually just spent about 2 years working with an island called Pongala, where the majority of the population of that island suffered from prosopagnosia. I don't know if you've heard of the island Pingala, but that population is predominantly monochromats, and that's actually the sister island of the island that I worked on. It was a very interesting experience. So
that does sound like wonderful work. And now, Colleen, would you be able to tell us a little bit about what it's like living day to day with prosopagnosia?
It definitely makes things pretty difficult, seeing as people will come up to me and acknowledge me in a way that implies that we've met before, even though I have no recognition of them. I feel like this happens to normal people. Everyone has that awkward moment where someone knows you and you don't seem to know them, but imagine it happening all the time with everyone. However, I've gotten a little bit better at figuring out other cues and ways to recognize people. For instance, pheromones, or the way people smell, body odor, perfume, I pick up on it. And also gait, the way in which people walk. You know, hate to watch you go, love to see you leave, you know. Figured it out that way. And voice recognition. So when someone comes up to me and I'm utterly baffled, they begin to speak and I can put two and two together.
Those do sound like some interesting techniques to cope with prosopagnosia, though one would wonder if they are only used by people suffering from this disorder. And now, Dr. Smith, is it true that you've been working on a potential cure for this disorder?
I have. For those viewers that don't know, prosopagnosia is caused by either a genetic inheritance of the gene for prosopagnosia or head trauma and damage to the FFA. So a project that I've been working on trying to cure prosopagnosia is actually doing brain transplants. And it's amazing the success we've had. I believe that it's really an upcoming and successful cure for prosopagnosia.
That is really fascinating. Colleen, do you think, if given the opportunity, that you would pursue a brain transplant to cure your prosopagnosia?
I don't know, that's a pretty tricky question, because I feel like I've gained a lot from the disorder and have learned a lot about myself and recognizing, you know, other features besides just facial beauty in other people. So that's definitely a tricky question. Who is it exactly that would be doing the procedure?
That would be Dr. Smith. She is here with us.
Could you stand up, please? I just don't see. Yeah. Oh, take a few steps. Oh, that. Silly me. That Dr. Smith. I've heard she has a lot of specialized degrees, so I think I would trust her with this sort of treatment.
That is great to know. That is all the time that we're going to have for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in today to Psychology Today, and be sure to tune in next week for our new segment on change blindness. On change blindness.